Ladies and gentlemen, there is a type of power that does not seek attention. It does not raise its voice, nor does it demand recognition. It is quiet, steady, and unwavering. This is the power of silence. In a world where many are rushing to be heard, the one who remains still possesses a strength that cannot be measured by volume. Silence is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of control, of mastery over one's impulses, and of confidence that needs no confirmation. When you are truly strong, you do not need to announce your strength. The mountain does not speak of its height. The sun does not declare its brilliance. They simply exist in their full expression, without needing external validation. The same is true for a person who has cultivated inner silence. Their presence is enough. Their calmness communicates more than any words could. In stillness, there is clarity, and in clarity, there is direction. It is easy to speak out of anger, to react in haste, or to defend oneself at every slight. But doing so only scatters energy. It diffuses the focus and makes the mind restless. Silence, on the other hand, gathers energy. It concentrates awareness and cultivates patience. And from that patience, wise action emerges. The one who is silent is not inactive. They are simply preparing, listening, observing, building a deeper understanding before stepping forward. Many misunderstand silence as passivity, but silence can be the most active state of all. It takes discipline to withhold words when emotions rise. It takes courage to walk away from noise when the ego wants to be right. And it takes immense self-awareness to choose inner peace over outer approval. When the mind is silent, it reflects like still water. You see things as they are, not as your emotions distort them to be. This type of silence is not empty. It is full of intention, full of presence, full of restraint. It says, I know who I am. I don't need to convince you. And that knowing becomes unshakable. It becomes a foundation that cannot be moved by criticism, praise, or chaos. This is the kind of silence that cultivates confidence, not the kind that boasts or compares, but the kind that stands firm in its own understanding. As you walk your path, practice being quiet. Let others talk. Let them argue. Let them seek attention. You will find that the less you say, the more you learn. The less you react, the more you grow. And the less you need from others, the more you are able to give from a place of fullness. In silence, your spirit grows roots, deep and unseen. And those roots are what allow you to rise. Not with noise, but with unshakable strength. To turn the gaze inward is to begin the true journey. Not the journey that takes you across lands or achievements, but the one that reveals the terrain of your own mind. In a world that constantly pulls your attention outward, focusing on yourself becomes an act of great courage and deep discipline. When the noise of others fades, when the distractions are removed, what remains is you, your thoughts, your patterns, your habits. And it is in that quiet meeting with the self that transformation begins. To focus on yourself does not mean to become selfish. It means to become responsible. Responsible for your actions, your reactions, your decisions, and ultimately your life. Many chase after the opinions of others, shaping their identity around external approval. But what value is an identity that depends on something so unstable? One day you are praised, the next day you are forgotten. When your sense of self comes from within, you are no longer shaken by the changing tides of others' perceptions. Begin to observe. Observe without judgment. Observe how your mind moves, what triggers your anger, what stirs your joy, where your thoughts drift when you are alone. This awareness is not passive. It is a mirror that shows you exactly where your energy is going. Are you building yourself or slowly draining yourself through comparison, complaint, and unnecessary attention to noise? By focusing on yourself, you reclaim your energy. You stop scattering it across endless conversations, arguments, and distractions. You begin to gather that energy inward. And like a fire being fed by dry wood, your inner flame begins to rise. It gives you warmth. It gives you light. It shows you the areas in your life that need attention, not from others, but from you. Clarity arises when you spend time with yourself, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. You start to realize what truly matters to you beyond the noise, beyond the expectations. You are no longer trying to impress, to chase, to prove. Instead, you are becoming more and more rooted in your own values, your own rhythm, your own silence. When you focus inward, life becomes less reactive and more intentional. You no longer respond to everything that moves around you. You respond to what aligns with you. You create space between stimulus and reaction. And in that space, wisdom grows. You begin to choose your words more carefully, your time more deliberately, and your energy more wisely. The journey within is not always comfortable. You will see shadows, insecurities, and patterns that you once blamed on others. But in that discomfort lies your greatest strength. Because what you see, you can change. What you become aware of, you can master. To focus on yourself is to step out of the chaos and return to the center. It is to understand that peace does not come from controlling the outside world, but from mastering your inner world. And that mastery begins with awareness. One breath, one moment, one silent observation at a time. Energy is life. Every action, every thought, every word you speak. These are expressions of your energy. And yet, most people give their energy away so easily. They react to every comment, engage in every argument, and stretch themselves thin trying to meet expectations that are not even their own. But when you begin to value your energy as sacred, you no longer allow it to be scattered. You learn to direct it inward, to nourish your inner world, to build something deep, stable, and powerful within yourself. When your energy is turned outward all the time, you become drained without even realizing it. Constant interaction, endless comparison, the need to explain, to justify, to be seen. This constant outward movement leaves you disconnected from your own center. It becomes difficult to hear your own thoughts, to feel your own emotions without distortion, to move according to your own rhythm. The external world becomes a storm, and without anchoring yourself inward, you are tossed around by every wind that blows. But once you decide to bring that energy back home to yourself, you will begin to experience a profound shift. Stillness arises. Clarity returns. Focus sharpens. The mind, once restless, starts to settle like dust in calm air. You are no longer running from yourself. You are finally sitting with yourself, breathing with yourself, rebuilding yourself. This inward direction of energy is not about isolation. It is about cultivation. Like the roots of a tree growing deeper underground, unseen, yet essential for the strength and height of the tree. You begin to invest your energy in things that matter: your breath, your posture, your discipline, your mental stillness. You use your energy not to please others, but to purify yourself. Inward energy builds resilience. You become less reactive because your attention is no longer controlled by others. You don't rise and fall with praise or criticism. Instead, you move with intention. You choose when to act, when to speak, and when to remain silent. This is not detachment. It is mastery. The more you refine your inner world, the more peace you bring to the outer world. You do not need to fight everything. You do not need to prove anything. You become a presence that speaks without words, a presence that others feel but cannot define. Why? Because your energy is no longer leaking. It is focused, directed, alive. Everything you seek, peace, clarity, purpose, discipline, it all begins with how you use your energy. Bring it back to yourself. Stop wasting it on things that do not feed your spirit. Let go of trying to be everywhere, respond to everyone, prove everything. Let your energy settle within. Build your foundation in silence. And from that silence, rise with strength. The one who learns to manage their own energy holds the key to transformation. And that key is not found outside. It is discovered in the quiet space where your energy finally returns home. Not everything that challenges you deserves your response. The world will present countless opportunities to react. Some obvious, others subtle. A harsh word, an unfair judgment, a disrespectful look, a misunderstanding. But reacting to all of them is not strength. It is entanglement. And when you are entangled, your energy is no longer yours. It is dispersed, given away to people and situations that do not deserve to carry even a moment of your awareness. When you understand yourself deeply, you begin to see how often reaction is unnecessary. Someone's anger is not your anger. Their chaos does not have to become your storm. But if your mind is not still, you will absorb it. You will get pulled into conflict that weakens you. The ego wants to be right. The ego wants to defend, to retaliate, to prove a point. But ask yourself, what do I truly gain when I win a battle that never needed to be fought? Silence is not surrender. Walking away is not defeat. It is wisdom. The mature mind sees clearly, not that every action needs a counteraction. Some energies dissolve when ignored. Some words lose power when they're not fed. And some people are looking only for your reaction, not your truth, not your growth, but your attention. Choosing not to respond is choosing not to waste your peace. This doesn't mean you allow disrespect or avoid difficult situations. It means you become selective. You observe first. You ask yourself, will this lead to understanding? Or will this trap me in emotion? Will speaking now bring harmony, or will it feed the conflict? There is a difference between speaking with intention and speaking from impulse. The latter often brings regret. Just as a martial artist learns not to engage in every fight, you must learn not to engage in every conversation. With discipline, you gain the ability to pause, to breathe, to hold your ground, not through force, but through inner stillness. A person who can remain calm when provoked is not weak. They are in control. They are choosing their battles wisely. To protect your mental space, you must guard the doorway of reaction. Your energy is a sacred resource. Don't let it be stolen by every disturbance that arises. Instead, place your awareness on your breath. Feel the tension. Then let it dissolve. Choose silence when it serves you. Choose presence over performance. In time, you will notice a powerful change. You are no longer easily moved. Your inner world becomes a quiet place that no one can touch unless you allow it. And in this stillness, strength grows. You realize that many battles are not lost or won. They are simply avoided by the wise. You do not have to respond to everything. Your peace is proof that not all noise deserves an echo. Discipline is not something extraordinary. It is not loud, dramatic, or spectacular. It is silent, quiet as the breath you take when you wake up, simple as the way you place your feet on the floor with awareness. It is the repetition of small, consistent actions that slowly transform your entire life. And it begins each day, not with a grand decision, but with a choice to follow through, no matter how you feel. This is where transformation truly begins, not in the future, but in the present moment when you choose to act with intention. Every morning, life offers you a blank canvas. The question is, what will you paint upon it? Will you repeat the same unconscious patterns, or will you use that fresh space to create something meaningful? The mind will often seek comfort, distraction, and ease. But those who build their lives with purpose know that comfort is not the path to growth. It is through discomfort that resilience is born. Through repetition, the mind becomes still. Through structure, the soul finds space to expand. Discipline teaches you to do what must be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It is a quiet agreement you make with yourself, a promise that you will not abandon your path just because the road is difficult. And as you honor that agreement day by day, something inside you shifts. You begin to trust yourself more. Your words carry weight because your actions support them. There is no more pretending, no more empty intentions, only consistency. Transformation does not happen in sudden bursts. It does not rely on motivation, which comes and goes like the wind. It is rooted in the daily choices that most people overlook. Waking up early, moving the body, eating with awareness, breathing deeply, saying no to what does not serve your journey. These are small acts, but they shape who you become. And who you become is far more important than what you achieve. As you follow this path of discipline, you will meet resistance. The mind will try to negotiate. It will say, just this once, skip it. You've done enough. But that voice is not your ally. It is the echo of old habits. Each time you choose discipline over that voice, you weaken it. And slowly, you reclaim the power that was always yours. This way of living brings a deep satisfaction that no external reward can match. You no longer need approval. Your fulfillment comes from knowing you are walking in alignment. You carry yourself with quiet confidence because you are doing the work, even when no one is watching, especially when no one is watching. Let each day be a reflection of your highest values. Let your actions rise from a place of inner clarity. And let your discipline shape a life that speaks for itself, calm, consistent, and rooted in truth. This is the essence of transformation, the ability to show up for yourself every day, not with noise, but with presence. The deeper the roots, the higher the tree can grow. But those roots are formed in silence, under the surface, invisible to the world. In the same way, the journey to mastery is walked alone, not in the sense of isolation or loneliness, but in the quiet understanding that the most important work can only be done from within. No one can walk this path for you. No one can train your mind, discipline your habits, or silence your inner chaos. These are tasks only you can face, and only in solitude. When you remove yourself from the noise, something profound happens. The distractions that once consumed your time begin to lose their hold. The endless opinions, comparisons, and expectations fall away. What remains is raw truth. You begin to see yourself clearly, not who the world told you to be, but who you actually are. In this space, you find the clarity needed to move forward, not quickly, but with depth. Solitude is not about avoiding people. It is about meeting yourself. It is about stepping out of performance and stepping into presence. You are no longer acting for an audience. You are observing, refining, deepening your awareness. This space allows the mind to settle, like a pond untouched by wind. Only in this stillness can you truly understand your thoughts, your impulses, your purpose. Mastery is not built by shouting louder than others. It is built in the silent hours when you choose practice over distraction, self-reflection over entertainment, and progress over comfort. Others may not see the work you are doing. They may not understand your silence. But this is not your concern. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to understand yourself. In a noisy world, silence becomes your shield. While others seek to be seen, you seek to become. While many chase validation, you chase improvement. This is not an easy path. It will require letting go of comfort, of constant approval, of external rewards. But what you gain is priceless. You gain strength that does not depend on circumstances. You gain discipline that cannot be shaken by moods, and you gain peace that does not require escape. There will be times when the path feels lonely. But in that solitude, you are never truly alone. You are walking alongside your breath, your spirit, your intention. And the deeper you go, the less you crave the surface. You stop needing the spotlight. You stop needing to explain yourself. Your work becomes your voice. Your presence becomes your message. Let the silence teach you. Let the stillness shape you. The outside world may not notice the change immediately, but in time they will feel it. Because mastery radiates. It does not need to be announced. It speaks through the way you move, the way you respond, the way you live.